Welcome to MathRock's channel. In this video, you will learn about the geometric series. And let us start with the definition of a geometric series. A geometric series is the sum of the first n terms of a geometric sequence. The sum of the first n terms is denoted by S sub n. And now for our formula, we have our S sub n is equal to A sub 1 times the quantity of 1 minus r raised to n closed quantity all over 1 minus r, where the value of r is equal to A sub n all over A sub n minus 1. You also have to remember the definition of geometric sequence, for which the common ratio is a non-zero real number. And let us proceed with a problem. So here we need to find the sum of the first 6 terms of the sequence. And the sequence has the first few terms of -2, +4, -8, and +16. So first, we would like to write all the important information that we can gather out of this problem. Starting with our first term of -2. And here, if you look at the formula, another information that is important is the common ratio. And here we have a certain formula for us to get the value of the common ratio, which is equal to A sub n all over A sub n minus 1. So it only means that if we, for example, assume that the A sub n is A sub 2, then your n changes to 2. So this would also be A sub 2. And this subscript will be reduced by 1. Therefore, the commonly used formula to find the common ratio is A sub 2 divided by A sub 1. Doing so, we have our second term, which is equal to 4, substituting such value. And for our first term, we have a -2. So replacing A sub 1 with a -2 gives us 4 divided by -2, which has a value of -2. So in this problem, our common ratio is -2. And now, let us substitute these values to their respective variables in our formula. Since we would like to find the sum of the first 6 terms of this geometric sequence, then we would like to write S sub 6. And for the first term, we have the value of -2. So writing -2 for the A sub 1. And here we have our common ratio with a value of -2. So you have to be careful writing your common ratio here, since the actual value of the common ratio is -2 and there is a minus sign in the formula. Please see to it that you will be writing the -2 inside the parentheses like this. And since we would like to find the sum of the first 6 terms, so your n changes to 6. And here our common ratio will be that same number, -2. And let us say to simplify this resulting equation. So starting here, of course, so our -2 is being raised with a +6. And that actually gives us a +64. And here we have 1 minus -2, which is 1 plus 2. That actually gives us a total of 3. And this actually gives us -63. So we may apply the cancellation method because we can easily divide the -63 by 3. Doing so, we have a value of -21. And -21 times -2 gives us +42. So the sum of the first 6 terms is +42. So if you would like to check whether this answer is correct, then you may try to add all those 6 terms in the sequence. And now let us have the next example. Here we need to find the sum of the first 8 terms of the sequence. And the sequence gives us the first term of -2 having a common ratio which is equal to -6 divided by -2. That actually gives us a +3. And now let us substitute these values to their respective variables in the formula. We have our S sub 8 because we would like to get the sum of the first 8 terms of the sequence. And for our A sub 1, we have such value of -2. And for our common ratio, we have a +3. Since we would like to find the sum of the first 8 terms, so your n changes to 8. So again, your common ratio is +3. And now let us simplify this equation. So here we have a -2, while this exponential expression right here actually gives us, anyway, 3 raised to 4 is equal to 81. So if we multiply this with another 3 raised to 4, that gives us 3 raised to 8. So this will probably gives us 6,561. So we may use a calculator to check this. So we are multiplying 81 with another 81, and that gives us 6,561. And now 1 minus 3 is -2. And now we can easily divide a -2 by a -2 whose value is +1. So we will not be writing the +1 anymore. And now 1 minus 6,561 is -6,560. And this will be our answer for the sum of the first 8 terms of this sequence. And now for our third example, we need to find the sum of the first 7 terms of a geometric sequence having a first term of 5 and a common ratio of -3. So here we are directly given with the information about the first term as well as the common ratio. So again, applying the same procedure. So we would like to find for the sum of the first 7 terms. While our first term is equal to +5, and we have our common ratio of -3. So again, you have to be careful writing your common ratio here. And your n obviously will be the 7. And now we have 1 minus this exact value of r, -3. And now let us start with this. So we have our exponential expression here, -3 raised to 7. So which is equal to -2,187. So anyway, let us check using a calculator. So 3 raised to 4 is 81 times 3 times 3 times 3 gives us 2,187. Since that our base is a negative number being raised to an odd number, so the product will give us a negative sign. So the answer is supposed to be -2,187. And 1 minus -3 is 4. So since we cannot divide 5 by 4, then let us start dealing with the expression inside the parentheses. So we have 1 minus -2,187, which happens to be +2,188. And now to continue, let us write the solution here. So this one is actually divisible by 4. So we can apply cancellation method for this. 2,188 divided by 4 actually gives us 5, 4, 7. Anyway, let me check using a calculator. So here we would like to divide 2,188 by 4. So we have, yes, 547. And now to multiply this 5 with 547, we will obtain an answer of, so that means that the sum of the first 7 numbers in the sequence is equal to 2,735.